At 60, Diana Bennett was ready for a fresh chapter. After spending years focusing on her career and raising her daughter, she decided to dip her toes into the world of online dating. With a mix of trepidation and excitement, she signed up for Golden Hearts, a dating site for mature singles. It wasn't long before she connected with Richard Lawson, a 62-year-old entrepreneur who seemed to tick all the right boxes. He was charming, well-spoken, and attentive, with photos of him hiking in the Rockies and volunteering at animal shelters. They exchanged stories about their lives, and Diana found herself drawn to his confident demeanor and affectionate words. When they met in person after weeks of chatting, Richard swept her off her feet with a whirlwind romance, candlelit dinners, heartfelt compliments, and even poetry. 3 months later, he proposed during a weekend getaway to a charming seaside cottage. Overwhelmed by the intensity of his love, Diana said, yes. They married in an intimate ceremony, and Diana felt like she'd finally found her happily ever after. But the honeymoon phase didn't last long. The mask slips within weeks of moving in together. Richard's behavior changed. The man who had once showered her with love now showed a darker side. 1. The financial manipulation. Richard suggested they consolidate their finances to build a stronger future together. Trusting him, Diana agreed. He insisted on managing their joint account, but soon Diana noticed large withdrawals and unexplainable expenses. When she questioned him, he exploded in anger, accusing her of being distrustful. He gaslit her into believing she was overreacting, leaving her doubting her own judgment. 2. The isolation tactic. Richard subtly began isolating Diana from her friends and family. He would schedule last-minute outings when she had plans with others, or criticize her loved ones, planting seeds of doubt in her mind. Your friends don't really understand us, he'd say. They're just jealous of what we have. Over time, Diana found herself increasingly cut off from her support system. 3. Public humiliation at a dinner party with her closest friends. Richard made sarcastic comments about Diana's cooking skills, subtly belittling her in front of everyone. When she confronted him later, he dismissed her concerns, saying, "You're too sensitive. It was just a joke." The pattern continued, leaving Diana feeling small and insecure. 4. The explosive temper. One evening, Richard lost his temper over a minor disagreement about household chores. He slammed doors, shouted at her, and accused her of being ungrateful for everything he had done for her. Diana was left shaken, but his tearful apology the next day and promises to change kept her in the cycle. 5. Emotional withholding. Richard began withholding affection as a form of punishment whenever Diana didn't meet his expectations. Days of cold silence would follow any argument, leaving her walking on eggshells, desperate to regain his approval. Breaking free, Diana finally hit her breaking point when she discovered that Richard had secretly taken out a loan in her name. This betrayal, combined with his relentless emotional abuse, made her realize she needed to escape. She reached out to her sister, who helped her secretly reconnect with old friends and consult a lawyer. With their support, Diana gathered evidence of Richard's financial misconduct and emotional abuse. One morning, while Richard was away, Diana packed her belongings and left, filing for divorce immediately. She also sought therapy to rebuild her self-esteem and recover from the emotional scars. Lessons learned through her ordeal. Diana learned important lessons about online dating. Watch for red flags early. Love bombing. Controlling behavior and excessive flattery can signal deeper issues. Keep your independence. Avoid merging finances or making major life changes too quickly. Stay connected to your support network. Healthy relationships. Dan T. require isolating yourself from loved ones. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. A positive new chapter. Months after her divorce, Diana focused on rebuilding her life. She rediscovered her passion for the outdoors and travel, joined a local group, and traveled to Italy, which was a lifelong dream of hers. It was on one of her exciting travels that she met a retired librarian who shared her love for books and quiet walks. Their relationship blossomed slowly, marked by respect, kindness, and mutual understanding. This time, Diana knew the difference between real love and an illusion. With Samuel, her newfound partner, she found the peace and companionship she truly deserved. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it, just as we would appreciate your comments below. Tell us, did you have any experience in a relationship with a narcissist? How did you deal with the situation? How did you manage to escape? In the meantime, head on over to our website, theseniordatinghub.com, for more tips and stories in this exciting and dynamic world of senior dating. Have a happy life.